Joe called this session 0 in the intro.
Did I hear you?
That's fine. Joe can edit it, and she can just dub over herself.
Yeah, you should literally just go, welcome back to session 2.
2.
Yeah, you gotta do a really bad dub, and then leave this bit in.
You should let me do it.
Good evening, esteemed guests and rakes alike.
Welcome back to session 2.
2.
Of Withering Heights. We're all having a really good time. Last session, we met our 6 PCs and many NPCs as they arrive at Witherfield Estate. Some thinking it's for a sketching weekend, others to hunt, but all now to celebrate the King and Queen's anniversary. The King and Queen squabbled and made up with a lovemaking session on the roof after deciding that they would set up Lion and Clifford, find Gloriosa's blackmailer a husband, and potentially call off Prince Dart's engagement. Elias and Venus squabbled and did not make up, instead separating in the evening to cheat on each other. Venus with a letter to a returning lover, and Elias by a garden encounter with Lady Scarlet David. Lion has a scandalous friendship with Prince Dart, and Clifford finds himself all at once overwhelmed by feminine suitors. This morning, the morning of Gloriosa and Harlan's 30th wedding anniversary, let us first go around to everyone's mornings. And I first cut to...
Mornings.
You're off the show.
You can't bring a joke from before the episode started into the
Alright,
episode.
I'm muting my...
Thank you.
A joke or a joke?
Are you done? Are you King
Yes.
Harlan now?
Yes.
Oh,
Cancelled.
Cancelled. Okay. We go first into the King and Queen's quarters, up on the 3rd floor, where, Gloriosa, give me a perception check, and Harlan, give me a stealth check.
Oh.
A 24.
I was gonna say, there's no way Harlan's not beating that.
A 17 plus 7, so.
Yeah. Harlan, you are purposefully trying not to wake up your wife as you get out of bed this morning. Is that true?
Absolutely. I have matters which I must attend to first.
You, stand up, and with your wife still asleep, where's Harlan off to?
Immediately back to my quarters. I go, I take a larger parcel, go to the dressing room, place that at her station, go back to my room, pocket a parcel, get myself in a rough ensemble of my day's attire, for of course I must dress with her, and I believe I find myself in the good Lord Stokes's room, as discreetly as I can.
In my room?
In your room.
Okay. Harlan. Clifford is staying in a room, is that right? He's not in a guest house. What room is he in? Someone find that quickly.
Am I still asleep?
Yes.
Okay.
The king's just looming over your bed like fucking Edward.
He's in the Roseberry room on the
My CPAP
western
machine.
side.
So tell me,
I'm
Harlan,
fully like Peter Pan getting in there through the window.
okay.
My
I was
shadow's
gonna ask,
disembarked.
I was gonna ask, are you gonna
Twilight.
try to say that like past Harlan has some kind of doohickey in this room that lets him just get in, or are you just like breaking in the window?
You know,
This is
I
your
correct
house.
that. Harlan really wants to go in the window, but we have previously discussed methods, which Harlan would pursue. So,
Me and
Is
you?
that a murder house?
yeah, the ferns.
Yes. Okay. Incredible. You use the fern, and in
I'm sorry.
Give me
You can't leave
give me
it
a
So-
stealth,
hanging.
stealth
Harlan's
versus
path.
perception.
To be perfectly clear, out his own window, in one window lower to a hall, to the fern, via the fern to his room. The most sort of roundabout I could have gone out my door and walked down the stairs, and it would have been fine.
Yeah.
But I needed that
Awesome, I
window,
got a
that little
7.
escapade there.
Okay, 7 on perception.
That's going to be a 15.
Incredible. You're still not that quiet, all things considered, but Clifford is out. He has never been flirted with so much in one day. He's a tired boy.
One potion last night. He's fucked.
Has it been 12 hours?
Probably not quite, no.
Can I smell him coming?
What?
You may roll once
Oh
more
my
and
God.
take the higher.
Fair,
Okay.
I believe it's disadvantaged when you're sleeping.
Yeah, so you can roll one more time for my oversight.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's what I thought.
I got a 10.
Okay. Does it feel good to have used your scent, your smelling powers?
Wait, have I completed a long rest because I have inspiration? I'll do it now. Okay, go on.
All things considered, it's not that quiet for Harlan either, considering you have a +7 to stealth. But you
Groggy, I'm still fucked.
use the fern in through the fern.
I use the phone.
Into the roseberry room.
It's a real
Yes.
CK Lewis, not CK Lewis. The other guy. They got
You
canceled.
tried. I respect it.
Excuse me. What? And you are in the roseberry room, and you see Clifford knocked out in his bed. What are you doing?
I, at a distance, and I think sort of already primed to toss myself out the window if need be, I look to him and, as quiet as I can, just enough to reach him. Thou shalt not act to court the good Lady Lion, casting Gaius upon him. And secondly, thou shalt find yourself without tact or in all matters of charisma, you will find yourself disadvantaged. So, for the next 30 days, you're going to get hurt if you try and court Lady Lion once a day.
Days!
And for the next 8 hours, you have disadvantage on all charisma checks and saves.
You,
Okay.
And that burns up
Systemic
both
abuse.
of my 5th level spell slots.
you can't
It is
collaborate.
currently 4 a.m., let's say. If you're getting there before he wakes up and before your wife wakes up. Let's say it's 4 a.m. So by noon, at lunchtime, this, whatever it's called, will end. Is that fair, Aaron?
The curse will end at noon. The Gaius will last 30 days.
For 30 days, yes. So it physically hurts you to flirt with Lion.
I don't
Once
like
a
day
make
for
a
30 days.
save.
I think you do, don't you, Aaron?
I need to check that out. I believe so, but I don't remember for which ones. Bestow Curse is a wisdom saving throw.
What is your DC, my love?
My DC is 17.
Easy. Watch.
Gaius is also a
9.
wisdom saving throw. Okay, so you fall to the curse,
Watch this.
and then the
Watch
Gaius.
this. Watch this. Ready? Same. 9.
Beautiful.
Why did you say watch this after I was fucking with you by saying watch this?
Wow.
Sorry, it hurts me to talk to you.
This is a punishment for Nolan.
Punishment for me too.
I
know,
Maybe
do you
he
see
can't
that dress?
flirt with me.
He can, he might just die from it.
Maybe stop.
Hilarious.
Am I worth it?
Always.
Sorry, guys.
And then I will find my way back up to the dressing room.
Great. Give me another stealth check as you try to exit, and give me another
Fuck.
perception check.
What if I kill the king? Regicide.
Be interesting. Perhaps a duel.
It would change the entire plot of this campaign.
He got a nat 1. I see his face.
I have a
I got a
total of 12, but I
14.
rolled a 5.
I got a 14, baby.
Fuck.
Ooh!
So, the king cast these spells. And then as you start to walk out of the Roseberry room, your foot hits on a board and it... Clifford, you come to. And you see the king in your room.
Good morning, Your Highness. What do you require? Do you need something from me? What are you doing?
Hold on, give me just a second. I'm looking at all my spells desperately.
Oh, I'm
He's
sure.
gonna put me back to sleep.
I'm looking at all my spells so desperately.
20 real seconds.
20's a lot. 20's a lot of seconds.
13, 12, 10,
Yeah,
9,
count back from 10.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2.
I am so sorry. I simply heard some sort of fit while I was going down to get myself a drink, and I wanted to make sure you were okay, weren't being assailed in any way.
Oh, no, my CPAP machine does.
Stop that!
No, perhaps I had some sort of nightmare fit. Nothing certainly that I can confirm. No,
Do you
This
want
is-
an insight check on the king?
Oh yes, please. I
Okay,
didn't
you can
think
do
about the game that we're playing.
I was like, if you want to just say that you believe him, that seems
Yeah,
strange.
no, I don't want to do that.
King, give me deception, persuasion. Or it should be deception.
Nat 20
At 20?
Oh,
Let's see if
Okay,
Aaron
I
gets
rolled a
that.
2
plus 6.
for a total of 15.
Okay. Clifford, this is weird as heck! He should not be here. That is so strange. Why would he care? Why would he not just send a servant? All of this is off.
Even with that knowledge, I don't think I can confront this man.
Sure, yeah.
But I'm certainly gonna stay armed with that, and I'm gonna spread discord.
Amazing. But you...
Yes, egads.
I kind of, yeah, I'm just gonna... I thank you for your kindness.
Oh, I simply want my guests to be well. It would be a scandal if anything were to happen to you here.
And you are a stranger to scandal, Your Highness, of course.
Sort of. No, but my wife wouldn't like it, so I must do it for the lady.
Sort of no.
that
Amazing. Nolan, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Was Clifford purposefully mistitling the king to be disrespectful, or was Nolan mistitling on
No,
accident?
I was. I thought that was correct.
Your Majesty for him.
Your majesticness. Your majesty.
Yeah, there you go. Okay,
I
beautiful.
love when you call me by a title.
And Aaron. Aaron, are you headed back to bed?
I'm picking out an outfit for the next 4 hours.
Your wife's still asleep. It's also
Shit.
4 a.m.
I'm getting undressed, setting my outfit down, getting back into bed as discreetly as I can.
Okay, give
Sort
me
of
another
bribing
stealth,
Thrip in some way.
give me another stealth perception.
Shit. Fuck. Why do you make me do this?
You want to do sneaky things? You gotta sneak.
Yeah, 18. That's fine.
22.
Fuck. Fuck. Fuck.
Yeah, he sits back down on the bed, tries to scoot back in next to you. You can feel the weight shifting, and you wake up, Gloriosa, and Harlan is seemingly getting back into bed.
Whatever is it? Have you
Oh.
been somewhere?
No, don't mind it, dear. It's all alright. I just needed to use the pot, you see. With my old age and the prostate and such.
God. Oh, yes. God.
What is happening?
Insight
yes, I
deception.
thought.
You're ridiculous.
Crazy.
Hey.
Crazy.
I pull through sometimes.
25.
30.
He is quite old.
I played into your narrative. I win.
Yes, you are certainly so many years my senior. You might as well have one foot in the grave. Ugh,
Yes,
whatever,
well, I'll
just-
be sure to bring you with me if I go.
Oh, how very,
Couldn't be without
how
you.
very darling. Oh no, I'm sure not. She goes back to sleep.
Well, sort of. Okay, then. Fast forward to whenever you wake up for realsies. I was gonna let you guys do whatever.
I thought it was 4 in the morning.
It is.
is.
Now it's 8 in the morning.
It's like
Okay.
4:15, and now it's 8.
Now it's 4:15. No. Now it's 8 in the morning. Whatever you two need. It's the morning of your anniversary. You're awake for realsies now.
I do hope I didn't disturb you too much in the night.
Well, no. It's not so bad to be disturbed by my husband returning to my bed. Far better mine than some flirty little violets.
And do you see any flirty violets here?
I have no doubt you could find them.
The only violets I care for are the ones you bloom, my dear.
How very charming. I suppose you've turned on the charm because you know what day it is.
Much to your disappointment, yes, I have not forgotten.
Wonderful. Well, I told George to leave something for you in your dressing room.
Oh goodness, how daunting.
What? I didn't want to carry your own gift. It's awfully heavy.
You
I
wouldn't
didn't
carry
it.
my gift.
Oh.
I'm hurt.
What did you say? I did not hear
I'm
you, darling.
hurt.
Well, I don't want to take the surprise away. You'll have to go in and find it.
I see, I see. Well, I assure you, there's nothing on your nightstand, so...
Oh.
As I have tended to forget such things in my greater years.
Oh, yes. We do grow older, Harlan. I do fear your memory will be the first to go.
What?
If not your hearing.
Harlan is dressing himself, taking his time before... just minimum dressing, before moving into the dressing room.
Okay. Megan, what is the first thing that Harlan finds?
Would be a very long, sort of oak wood box. Sort of just very plain, very plain. The sides might be etched. And I assume he opens it.
Absolutely.
And inside is a very fine, very prestigious walking cane for the old man. It is of the finest acacia wood, and it has lilacs and fire lilies etched into the sides, growing up it like a vine. So I think Gloriosa would walk into the dressing room as he opens it. Now I do know you're getting
Goodness.
older, but they're all the fashion I
cudgel.
hear. It is a walking stick. I hear they're all the fashion. You are rather a...
Surely you wouldn't do that to me. It
performative
must be a
man.
cudgel.
No, although there is
A baton. We'll
there
call
is
it a
one
baton.
a baton,
Yes.
whatever suits you. But there is one more thing. Is Harlan holding the staff, the walking stick?
Yeah, sort of like two-handed, inspecting it.
Amazing. There is one more thing. Thrip, darling.
Dog bounds into the dressing room.
Thrip, do we have something to say to Daddy?
Yes, Daddy, you're rake. You're right, rake.
No, darling, the other thing.
Happy anniversary, Daddy. Happy anniversary.
And Harlan can hear Thrip, because when he holds this walking stick, he has speak with animals.
Truly, there is nothing I wanted more than to sort of converse with the least favorite of your children. Truly, truly a blessing, my dear. Surely you won't be offended by my gift to you, then.
It should have offended you. I want my darling husband and my darling Thrip to be able to converse. I was worried you were feeling left out. And of course, on your journeys, you
Yes,
may
of
like
course,
to...
you would want your boys to get along, I assume, but...
I do.
Sort of,
And
I
if on
thought
your
you would maybe
journeys...
put him into anger management before you gave me a translator.
Thrip does not need anger management. Thrip is a perfect gentleman. If you find offense at his words, I fear you may be slandering his good name.
I see. Well, it is a pleasure, as always, to finally converse with you. You beastie.
Yes, Daddy. You are an evil, evil man, but now I shall be able to talk to you and to tell you directly all of the ways in which you are evil to Mummy. You hurt her, and at night you throw Thrip into the dressing room. You throw him into the dressing room while you and Mummy sleep in the same bed, and I know it. I know you are just gnawing on bones and peafowl when Thrip cannot.
Yes, of
Darling.
course, yes. Bones are being gnawed upon, yes.
Thrip, darling, remember we are being nice to Daddy.
Mummy, you said he was evil.
Oh,
an
he's being
evil man.
instructed. Goodness.
No, I said not Thrip. No. Sometimes Mummy says things when she is angry and when Daddy is away.
Yeah.
Mummy has forgiven Daddy, and we are to be nice to him.
Yeah.
At least when he's in the room, Thrip, please. Mustn't be rude.
Okay, yes. I love you, Daddy. Yeah.
Very good.
I hold a deep place for you in my heart, Thrip.
Yes, you do. Yes.
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 Goodness. I do ask you, though, that you don't chew up Mummy's gift. That would be quite uncouth. And I
No.
know you'll want to, so.
No, I shan't.
Very good, Thrip.
And sitting on your stool is a simple, sort of white cardboard box.
I take it this one is for me. You haven't mixed me up with another one of your darling ladies. Good.
No, you see,
And
I
she
signed the
opens it?
inside of the lid, so I couldn't.
Very charming. She opens up the gift.
Inside are a pair of simple footwear, which would appear common if it weren't for silver stitchwork, sort of embroidery across them. Exactly in your size, of course.
Well, these are very darling. Rip, he's right. You must not destroy these darling shoes.
Yes, Mummy. Yes. I shan't.
Very good.
And I do think they would aid you in your more discreet endeavors, as you are known to do, my dear. You see, while you wear them, you shall be utterly silent in your passage.
Ooh. I do love a scheme. However could I pretend otherwise? Very clever. Thank you.
Yes, of course. I wouldn't expect you to receive something that wouldn't help you scheme.
They are beautiful. Anniversary. And
The
I do have
anniversary,
one. Thank you. I do have one other thing.
Oh.
Well, I couldn't bring it, you see, but I have the next best thing, and you must understand I had to enlist a little bit of help. You'll see. And she grabs
Sure
Harlan's
you I
hand, and she
will.
kind of pulls him to the center of the room, and she casts scrying on D'Artagnan Seapence, wherever he may be.
Which is Harlan's father, for everyone
Yes.
watching, who is a million
Horrifying.
years old. A million years old. Yeah, you guys see the scrying goes through as you are watching your father's old hunchback as he's looking off some kind of dock over the ocean, and after a moment he kind of like, oh, right. Wasn't really sure how this would look, but guess it's probably good that you all can see me, but I can't quite see you. Bet that rake son of mine's not wearing any pants. So righto. Let's see. I'm supposed to show you something, I gather. Father turns and starts to kind of shuffle away, and in just a moment the scrying kind of follows and pivots.
Is he getting
And-
blurry in his old age?
Sure is getting blurry. The scrying kind of pivots to show a ship sitting off of a dock, floating in the water here. God. Oh no. This is the thing I was worried
Who
about.
doesn't know anything about boats?
I have a feeling Aaron
Call
and
it a
Nolan.
schooner and we'll be happy.
It's big. It's cool. There's hold on.
many
Megan sent me some words. There are masts. Many of them, I'm sure. There is
What type of rigging are we talking?
I knew Nolan would know about
Cruel.
this.
That'll be cruel.
Nolan, be nice to Joe.
There is a hull, I'm told, and sort of sort of a bow. Oh my god, I'm sweating.
I'm not laughing at you, I'm laughing with you.
It's so beautiful. The decks are made of the finest teak wood. I'm reading exactly what Megan sent me. And what is the sort of inscription on the hull? Is there any kind of name or picture or anything like that, Megan?
Isn't inscribed yet, and Glory can say this. You see, it isn't inscribed yet, so your darling father isn't going to show us the name. I thought you should name your own ship, your own vessel. In all of the sketchings and all of the plans, they've been calling it, and by they I mean me. I have been calling it the HMS King's Glory. But it's your gift, so you may call it what you like.
I do think that is quite a fine name. I have a request, though. Sort of that first vessel I took you on all those years ago.
Yeah.
I've heard it's getting decommissioned in the coming months, so maybe at that time we change the name.
What a grand idea. And you're right, it is being decommissioned. It already has. I don't know if your father will take us up it, but you'll notice that while all the rest of the ship is fine and new and shining, the crow's nest is taken from a dilapidated ship from about 30 years ago.
I am taken utterly aback, my dear. This
Well.
is underhanded, going to my father like that, but the kindest thing I think you have ever done.
I'm sure that's not true. I'm very kind and very kind-hearted and very merciful, but I simply don't know a thing about boats, so I had to enlist a friend.
See, well, given that the crow's nest and central mast have been taken from the Amore, we must name it as such then.
I think that's a lovely idea. And you must know there is one more thing. I am very kind
I'm
and
going
very
to have
merciful.
palpitations.
No, listen, it's good as well. Although you call me very kind-hearted, and it is kind, but I've also had the ship enchanted, or the sails, rather, so that the four winds gather behind them when the commander of the ship, that is yours truly, is sailing towards his heart's truest desire. Which means your trips home, I expect to be the much swifter in the future, and if ever I hear that you've reached the continent a day or two early, you shall have an earful of it.
I fear that I may sort of beach the boat every time I'm coming back, but shall do my best to keep it under my control.
I trust so.
Truly, this brings me a joy unlike any other.
Good. I should think I was rather good at gift giving. After 30 years, I have
Yes,
to have a
well,
good
second
idea
to
at some
none.
point. Good.
I do have one other item for you, though I reckon it is far less grand than a ship.
Oh, yeah, another one.
I'm assuming we're semi-dressed at this point. He pulls from... I think he gets shirt on first, at the very least. Breast pocket. Yeah, shirt, no pants during this scrying session.
Winnie the Pooh.
Oh.
Yes, fully. Pulls out a silver key with an uncut bit at the end, and the handle, the bow, is a cage with two stones carved into it. They're both little songbirds sitting in there. One carved from a fire opal and the other from an alexandrite. Both of these birds are small enough that they would fall through the gaps in the cage, but never do so unless you were to use this key upon itself. And when activated, the two birds will harmonize to open any lock, latch, or door within 120 feet of you. And I figured you were quite keen at sort of snooping, so...
I do hate being so known. I do love a snoop.
I do know you love a snoop. And you know I tend to forget my keys all about the place, so I figured...
Of course. It really shouldn't be your job to have keys. I do wish you'd let Chauncey or Quentin handle that. You don't need to keep your own keys.
I've given them so many keys, but there's so many little secret compartments and hidden doorways, and I just can't bear to give those keys up.
Why ever are there so many secret compartments and hidden doorways, at least in this house? Who is that down
Because
to,
it's
I wonder?
romantic, my dear.
Yes, certainly. As is this.
There's
and
nothing
she
like
holds up
pulling
the
flowers
key.
from a sconce.
Of course. And all the tricks you embed in this house for your own misdeeds. But he's romantic, I suppose, as is this. And she looks at the key and holds the charm at the end. Rather poetic.
Poetic? I know nothing of the sort, I assure you.
Oh, I'm sure. Well, thank you, darling. Are beautiful. Am I to understand that these are an apology for something? Have you been up to no good?
No, not an apology at all. Just a way of showing my appreciation for your endless patience and boundless kindness, my dear.
Oh, that's more like it, isn't it? And Glory kisses him.
I kiss my wife.
I guess my wife. Never once have they said I love you. Never once have they said I love you. They always, to show you my appreciation, it's your 30th wedding anniversary. Shut up. Anyway. We cut from...
I think they do, but like when Harlan's half asleep in bed.
When he hopefully won't remember
Sort
it.
of all the filters gone.
Plausible deniability.
Yeah.
I've used that trick.
Shut up. We cut from We cut from our royal couple and over to Venus back in the Milan house. Venus, you have woken up and kind of begun your morning routine, and your husband is nowhere to be found.
I feel like she's probably gone about like getting herself like a little prepared for the morning, not quite getting dressed yet, and going through the peaceful morning attire schedule, and she's going to sit down with a book. And as she sits there longer and longer, she realizes that he has not come to bother her yet, which is suspicious. So she's going to get up and go see if he's in his room.
He's not in the house at all.
Interesting. Does she recall hearing or seeing anything from last night?
Give me perception or history with disadvantage.
Fair enough. Let's see.
You are occupied, my love.
That is fair. Might as well try, though. You said history or...
Perception.
Perception. They're the same. Um... 21.
21. I think you remember the door opening and closing at some point last night as Elias clearly left his bedchambers again, even though you had already retired, even though you had both already retired. But you didn't go to look and see where he had gone, so I think that's all you can remember, even on that good roll.
Really, he just can't seem to stay away from the ladies. I think that she's just going to leave it be. She doesn't really care enough. So she figures that's where he is, so she's going to finish getting ready and get ready to head towards the main building.
As you're getting ready, you hear a knock on your door.
Alright. She goes to answer it. She's expecting it to be her husband, so she starts calling to the door like, I was just wondering when you would start crawling back. I don't really care. You don't need to go sneaking around. And then she opens up the door.
You see your son, Datura. Sorry, what?
Oh, don't worry, dearest. It's just, I thought you were your father.
That's what I thought. He leans in, kisses you on the cheek. What's the matter, Mummy? I was actually just here to talk to you about father.
Well, I'm sure that it's nothing I haven't heard before, but I'm happy to hear it.
Could you perhaps muzzle him, by any chance? He is really impeding on my plans for this weekend.
On your plans? You haven't mentioned any plans. Is there someone in the mix for you, potentially?
There's always somebody in the mix for Datura. Has your husband mentioned anything to you about me?
Josie doesn't remember if he has. Okay.
No.
I don't believe so. Is there something I need to know?
Well, I guess other than Elias mentioned, oh, this could be the one where he gets engaged, and you said, what are you talking about? And he said, nothing.
He briefly dropped something about a potential engagement, but it was quickly dropped, so I just took it as one of his on the whim speaking comments.
Well, he has been awfully sneaky. He's left the grounds this morning.
Yes, I'm aware. I wouldn't worry too much about it. I've been suspecting of his activities for a while.
No, Mummy, not the yard of Milan House, the yard of Witherfield.
He just up and left.
I expect him to be back, but yes, he's gone somewhere. And I have reason to believe it might be something related to his and my tussle yesterday eve.
Well, Well, if only he would speak to his wife about it. I don't understand why he wouldn't. Do you suspect anything? Or it's just we're at a speculation at the moment?
Well, if he is mentioning to you that I am to be betrothed...
We'll have to dig into that when he comes back. I'm sure he's just going to have some half-hearted excuse whenever he comes walking through the door, but...
Mother, whatever you can find out from him, you know... If Father is trying to secure me a match, I should not want whatever he chooses. And I have a feeling that you do not like the match you have been secured with. So perhaps there is some way in which we could help each other out.
Well, you got one thing right. It is unfortunate, love. I envy you sometimes for being so free, but enough of that. I shall look into it. I figure that you should engage someone that you choose to. I never got that option, so I will see whatever he is hiding. And if it does involve you, I will make sure to let you know.
Very well. Shall we go?
Ah, yes. Off to the festivities.
Beautiful. We cut back inside for just a moment as Gloriosa is sitting at her vanity, and her lady's maid, Eloise, is doing her hair for the morning. And you see she just getting her hair settled for the day. Right, Your Majesty, everything... Are you satisfied? Does everything look exactly how you'd like it to for today?
I think so, Eloise. Lovely. Thank you, darling. Wonderful. Any gossip, Eloise? It's my anniversary after all. Might I have a gift?
Well, I suppose. I was talking with Renee Beckwith early this morning, the Arioch's servant, and she mentioned that she actually saw Lord Arioch in the garden with Lady Scarlet last night. She said that the lady was crying, and Elias spoke to her, and then soon after he pulled her behind some topiary.
Oh, Eloise, are you serious?
That is what Beckwith says.
And whatever was Lord Arioch doing in the gardens?
Well, I imagine it was the garden in between Milan House and the house that the Davids were in.
The one that has such a spectacular view of the main house?
Yes, I believe so.
What hour was this?
Oh, it must have been
You
between 11 and midnight, I imagine.
Right. Interesting. Thank you, Eloise. That's, troubling. Can't be true, however, can I mean, please, what would Lord Arioch be doing in the gardens? What would he need with Lady Scarlet? Please, Eloise, that's mad.
I know not, but I don't believe it is any secret that Venus and Elias's marriage is not a happy one.
Oh no, well I can tell that, Eloise. Do you think mine and the king's marriage is a happy one? Do people think that?
Do people think that, or do I think that?
All right, I know I don't help myself. Do you think that, Eloise?
I believe you and the king to love each other very much.
We shall have to get you married. When is Sir Chauncey going to make his move? Whatever is he waiting for? Swear it. I believe he was quite fancying you. I don't know. It's in 1800, darling.
Oh, Your Majesty, Chauncey and I have been married for 12 years. We invited you to the wedding. You did not come. You did not come.
No, this is impossible. Surely I would.
All of that cut out, I fear.
You have been married to Chauncey for 12 years?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
I just... 12 years. 1801. Really?
1801 was a bad year for you, ma'am.
Oh. Yes. Bad, yes. Oh, yes. Bad, oh. Yes, that's when the king was often...
Pregnancy, and the king was away again.
Yes, 1801. Bad, yeah. I'm very sorry, Eloise. I shall send you... When is your anniversary?
It is in November.
November? My god. Eloise... It's cruel of me, Eloise. I don't know how I've... Do you live on the grounds? Do you live in one of the servant houses? The cottages?
Yes, ma'am. We've lived together for 12 years. In your house.
Does George know?
Certainly, he officiated.
Thank you, Eloise. That is lovely. You've done lovely work. Good lord. My congratulations. 12 years too late.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. And
God, my mind...
Nolan, you keep rolling your eyes and it's freaking me out.
I'm just playing with my dice. I'm not rolling my eyes at nothing.
Well, you are, but okay. So, as the queen gets that little tidbit of gossip, we then move. We sweep our view past the downstairs hallway where everyone is sleeping, where we see that the roses that Lion had left out in the hallway have been removed. And Lion, you hear a knock on your door.
I go and I answer. I put my robe on and then go answer the door.
You see a footman at the door that you recognize as Carson's daughter, someone that you've run into a time or two. He's kind of crass and hard to really get along with. Silently hands you a letter.
Thank you, Carson.
And you've met Carson as he's been the one passing your notes between you and the prince. He nods, removes himself.
Shut the door, open the note.
It says a time and a place, which is about 20 minutes from now, in just about the farthest away garden that you can be in while still being in Witherfield.
She laughs to herself a little, and then goes to dress and head down.
Beautiful. You make your way out to the garden, and standing with his back to you, overlooking a, what are those things called? It's a bush, but it's a statue.
Shrub.
Topiary.
Topiary.
Thank you.
A topiary.
Overlooking
A jopiary.
A jopiary.
Topiary.
Is Prince Dart.
D'Artagnan. Funny running into you here.
Lady Traxicum. Yes, funny running into you here. I often find my quiet this time of morning out here, but a welcome interruption.
Last night was fun. I am not usually part of the festivities like that, so I do thank you for, I suppose, the permission to partake.
Yes, well, for all of their faults, Mother and Father certainly can throw a soiree.
So it
They have
seems-
certainly been testing the limits of my kindness and mercy this weekend already.
What happened?
You see, he goes and kind of steps over to one of those like stone garden benches and sits down. He goes, "It's just awful ridiculous. It all is. There's. I understand that there are these statutes and rules that a royalty must follow, but my mother is attempting to marry me off to France, to a woman that I have seen across the room, perhaps once. I'm sure that Princess Ivy is that her name? Princess Ivy? Princess Iris. I'm sure that, and I'm sure that Princess Iris is all right and fine, but she is not at all the type of woman I would like to take as a wife, and I do not want to peruse the balls and to take my pick, so to speak, and it is all rather taxing."
You...
What?
None of us get... Very few get to choose a marriage for love. I don't have that luxury, and I'm of a much lower station than you. It is the way of our lives.
Well, I'm in a much, no offense, higher status, and therefore I believe any kind of marriage I should want should be afforded to me. I mean, it is not Princess Iris of France that I want. She is not a woman that I would desire to marry.
Dad, listen, I sympathize with your problems, I do, but you are a prince. You have everything you could want. Why is it this one thing that you can't?
I should not have to compromise on. You sound like my mother. I should not have to compromise on what kind of person I want to marry just for the good of England or whatever. I do not want Princess Iris.
She is a princess. How is a princess not good enough for you? What could you possibly want instead?
You!
Dot, you cannot. We cannot.
You're just now realizing how close you two are. When he said you, he stood back up. Very close to each other, the tension palpable.
Dot.
There's a moment when he doesn't seem to quite realize what he said, and then his face falls.
Dot,
And
it's not. Believe me, I would love if there were a world where that were possible, but we both know it would only hurt the both of us.
you see, he doesn't disagree with you. But again, you take note of that closeness, and he reaches a knuckle out. Ghosts near your corset, like he might touch you, but he doesn't.
She doesn't move back. She just stands there still. Dot.
Your body hums like a match ready to be struck. He looks into your eyes. He looks ready to touch you. He wants to. He goes, "Tell me to stop."
I don't want you to stop, but you need to.
Do you want me to touch you?
It is not about what I want. It's... Dad, this will ruin me. I'm not just looking out for myself. I have family. I am here to get my family back in the Canopy's good graces.
Lion.
If I could say yes, I would.
Lion.
Dot.
Do you want it?
Yes.
Hand alights to your waist, kisses you passionately, pulling you against him. He's holding you on your ribs, his fingers ghosting between the spaces like he's searching for something buried deep. Kisses you long, kisses you passionately before he pulls back a reel. I must go. I'm sorry.
That would be best.
He turns and very quickly goes.
Lion stands there for a moment, and then she just cries.
Lion, you're sitting back on this stone bench in the garden by yourself, and you think back to it. His gaze was molten, his breath was molten. You felt, for just a brief moment, like something divine. And for this short-lived friendship that you had with the prince, you had kind of been waiting for it to be over the whole time, because you knew it's improper. That he would one day finally come to his senses and realize that, you know, it's improper, and he is to be wed. But kind of in the meantime, if you can get one more private garden meeting with him, if you can't be wanted, you'll be needed. If you can't be needed, you'll be used, you know. And you've always kind of known that it would be a matter of time before he remembered that he's an honorable man. And he is to be wed, and it's only a matter of time before he remembers that.
Lion is just thinking about how she shouldn't have let it happen. How it hurts so much more to get so close to what she wants. That she should have ended this all back that day in the garden when he had hit the croquet ball and almost hit her with it, and their first interaction, and she should have run away as soon as she could, but there was something about him. And she let herself develop feelings for someone she knows she can't have, someone who she knows a relationship would only cause scandal and would set her family further from the life that they so desired. She just takes a deep breath, dries her eyes as best as she can, and heads back to join the festivities.
Before we finish up our morning, we need to see one PC in particular's morning. Danika, could you tell us what was Elias up to this morning when his wife could not find him in Milan House?
Well, Elias had to take an early leave in the morning. He stepped out and briefly left the manor to continue arranging Datura's marriage to the Duke, that'd be crazy. The Duchess, gay ally, the Duchess of Briarwood, Delilah. Everything's set in stone. It's going pretty well. And he's trying to sneak back in before his wife catches him.
Too late.
No.
As you return back to Witherfield Manor, you are walking back to Milan House, hoping you will sneak in before your wife wakes up, and you see Venus arm in arm with Datura heading towards the main house.
That's crazy.
Oh, so nice of you to show up. Isn't it, dear? Isn't it so nice that your father showed up?
Yes, hello, Father. What have you been off to? Early carriage ride off the manor's property?
I've just gone to take a walk into the carriage that let me go on a longer walk.
Right. Miles of gardens here at Witherfield Estate.
Yes. And I wanted a different garden elsewhere.
I'm sure.
So you don't care to tell us exactly where you've been or what you've been up to? All night, perhaps?
No, I don't. Because I've never done that before. You've never cared, so...
Well, you see, our son here has some concerns, and I have some concerns. What is this exactly about a potential arrangement? I remember you accidentally dropped a comment about it yesterday, and quickly changed the subject, but I don't think I forgot.
Oh, well, you know. Datura is you're getting up in age and haven't quite changed your behavior from a little lad, so I've had to take matters into my own hands.
Well, don't you think that our son is old enough, you said, as of age, to make his own decisions about who he is to potentially wed?
No, I don't.
And why exactly is that, darling?
Have you seen how he acts?
Oh, but of course, but have you seen how you act? I mean, I know neither of you are exactly angels, but I love him all the same.
Nor are you, sweet princess. Listen, we've done a disservice to our son and how we've raised him to be a lying rake of a son. A whore, if you will.
I look quite up to you, Father. I look quite up to you.
I'm glad. And I decided to nip it in the bud.
Yes, well, that will just have to dissolve because I am already spoken for, I fear.
Oh, but that is wonderful news.
By who?
Yes. You shall meet her very soon. And Datura nods and walks away.
Oh, that's unfortunate. He's gonna have to tell her no.
We shall see about that. And she heads off towards the main house as well.
I don't give a fuck.
We cut from Elias and Venus to, Nolan, you're so patient, to a young, dashing, red-headed man on one of the various sunrooms porches near the front of the estate. You're sort of flipping through some reading material very early in the morning. And just a mere few moments ago, you were actually handed a letter that was delivered to Witherfield Estate directly to Lord Stokes. Hannah, would you turn on your camera for us?
Oh my god, this evil. Rotten. Hit me.
As Clifford opens up this letter, would you please read what letter Clifford receives?
Anything for you, Joe. My dear Lord Stokes, I send word ahead of me as I am to arrive at Witherfield Estate early on the morrow, or today now, per the Queen's request. I'm pleased to be in your acquaintance again after the ball at Thistledown Estate earlier this year. I have a small gift for a friend of yours, John MacLeod, if you would be so kind as to pass it along to him. I find the gardens most comfortable, so you will likely find me there after my arrival, if you fancy a walk and a chat. Signed, Genevieve Thistledown.
I eat the letter. No, I
Shut up.
I take careful note of of sort of names and dates and whatnot, and tuck it away very securely in a place that it simply won't fall out.
And as you're about to fold up this letter, you look back at the greeting, the opening line, and you see it says, well, read the first 3 or 4 words again, Hannah.
My dear, comma, Lord Stokes, comma.
I sweat a little bit.
You fold up. Hannah, this is Nolan. Nolan, this is Hannah. If you guys haven't met yet.
Pleasure.
Nice to meet you.
Amazing. You see, you're reading this letter, kind of sweating a little bit, and as you tuck it away, you hear, "Doing a bit light reading." Turn, you see, Mum Lucan has stepped out onto the porch with a book of her own.
Yes, I often seem to find myself in a sort of literary mood in the mornings. I find it's a lovely way to begin a day.
Certainly. Do you not fancy yourself a bit of a, I don't know, an athlete of some sort?
Well, I certainly dabble in all sorts of things. I find it enriching to be of a cosmopolitan nature.
Oh, certainly. I mean, a good exercise early in the morning, I hear it's quite good for the body and the mind and those sort of things.
Of course. Yes. Do you partake yourself?
Oh, God, no. I mean, on occasion I will ride, but... No, I believe no. God, no. What a question.
Yes, quite silly of me, of course.
No, but, this later today, I hear they have swapped the men's only hunt at my, protest. They have swapped it to a battle of the sexes.
You don't say.
So, I believe you shall have someone else to look out for, Lord Stokes.
Well, I fancy a challenge, of course. Certainly I'm not one to shy away.
Oh, you are not one to shy away, oh, I'm sure.
Well, I mean to say that, well, yes, of course, of course.
At this little lull in conversation, you see a pair walk from around the side of the house towards a carriage that's parked in the circle. You see Merton and Scarlet.
Pears don't have legs.
Jared.
Hold on. Let me look at who Merton and Scarlet are real quick.
It's the old horrible man and
Crazy
his
old man
young
and
wife.
Right. Okay.
A couple.
And that's who Elias slept with, this woman.
Right.
Nolan, I just got a notification that you added a comment that says "is hot" next to somebody in the Google Doc.
I'll give you one guess who I added that to.
Is it? I don't know. Mom or Scarlet? I don't know.
No, it's
Yourself? Yourself? Nice.
I was gonna say it's Clifford, right? I
Please.
can't look because I'm recording, but
Yes, I
sorry,
spotted them walking.
Sorry, I assumed you were commenting on something that was happening in the game.
No.
And you see Merton and Scarlet are walking out. They're walking towards their carriage. He's kind of like, they both look a little bit in a rush. He's kind of hurrying Scarlet towards the carriage. And you see Mum goes, "Is that Scarlet? Scarlet!" Calls out to the pair. He quickly opens the carriage door for her and lets her in and shuts it behind her as Merton, barely looking back, calls back, "I'm taking my wife home. I've informed the Queen that she's ill." And Clifford, you noticed that Scarlet appeared to be in distress somehow, like maybe had just finished crying or something like that.
What do I do about this? I guess I'm gonna go try and talk to Merton. Be like, fuck, it's Lord Merton. I happen to have some knowledge of medicines and the like, reading knowledge, of course, but I could aid if it is as dire as it seems.
My good man, it is not sickness that ails her, it is men. Someone took advantage of my wife in the gardens last night. It is an outrage, it is an insult, it is... Oh, my poor Scarlet can't even bring herself to tell me who it was, as if I will have to guess. He kind of taps the side of the carriage a little bit as a footman steps around to open the other side of the door. He goes, yes, I'll only be a moment. He steps up like 1 foot onto the carriage as he's about to swing himself in, and he goes, as if she has to tell me. We all know who the rake in Witherfield Estate is. He seduced Gloriosa 30 years ago, when she was just 18, and of course he wouldn't just stop there. It's absolutely insulting what that girl lets him get away with. He gets into the carriage, and the door slams shut, as the driver and the horses take away. And you see Mom standing on the porch.
I am flabbergasted. I have no words. Do you think it couldn't be?
The king? Lord Stokes, as disgusting as that man is, Scarlet is devoted to him. She is not the adulterous type.
Well, I suppose looks can be deceiving.
As much as she might have a right to be unfaithful to him, I don't think she would. Could that be that the king, of all people, would seduce the poor woman?
Well, I'm sure I can't pass judgment without further inquiry.
What are you going to do?
Me? I suppose I will, snoop?
To snoop? I could do as much. What is the purpose of you having all of this privilege if you do not do anything about it?
Quite right. Then right, I should get to the bottom of it immediately.
I mean, any conniving woman could go and search through some rooms or something, but if anyone is to take direct action, Lord Stokes, it has to be you. If anyone is going to take you seriously, that is.
Well, perhaps then we could work together. If you could snoop, and I can take action, well, certainly the two of us can further our cause doubly quick.
Right, well then I suppose we have 2 questions to answer. Who has defiled Scarlet David, and who is going to do something about it?
I hand her a microphone to drop.
And as you guys are coming up with the name of your detective duo pair, just kidding.
Yeah.
You guys see
sizing our heads for matching Deer Hunter.
You guys see, before any further discussion can occur, another carriage arrives.
Carriages.
Pulls straight up, dead middle. Footman steps up, opens the door, and Hannah, would you please describe your character to us as she steps out of her carriage?
Yeah, so Genevieve is very plain looking. There's nothing remarkable about her at all. She is average height, average build. She has chest length black hair with a little bit of wave in it. a spattering of freckles across her face. She's wearing a green gown and probably a brown traveling cloak. And as she steps out of the carriage, she's carrying... whoever servant is waiting there is going to carry her stuff inside, but she's carrying what seems to be a small blanket. And that's it.
As this new woman, obviously, Clifford, you don't know who this is. Well, give me a history check.
I would love to roll for you. Somebody's Jekkoing so hard.
It wasn't me.
A history. +4. 16.
Okay, yes. I was gonna say, if you rolled poorly, it would be like, I have this letter, but like, I know the name, but I don't know, whatever, like, something like that.
Certainly.
But, you have attended a ball at the Thistledown's home at some time or another, just as a casual party. You also might recognize this woman's face as someone who has been to John's events before.
Understood. Quite, yes, of course.
You see her step out of the carriage, and almost immediately as she steps out, George, the Queen's man, steps outside and says, Lord Stokes and Lady Lucan, if you all could please join me in the breakfast room.
Of course, yes.
And
I
sort of
like
immediately-
gesture the ladies to head in.
He leaves Genevieve outside, but immediately pulls you and Mum inside. Mum kind of shoots you a glance, and he pulls you into the dining hall and says, breakfast is in a mere hour, if you all could just wait here. And steps back outside to ensure that Her Majesty is the first. His and Her Majesty are the first to greet Genevieve. George comes and receives you in just a moment. And Clifford, you can certainly take note that is strange.
Yes.
It feels like you've been pulled away before you were able to, properly.
I pull out my magnifying glass.
Yes, before you can properly say hello to the new guest, who you recognize.
The game's afoot.
The game's afoot, it seems. And George knocks on Her Majesty's bedroom, finds both of you in the dressing room still exchanging these gifts at the latter end of that conversation. He goes, Your Majesties, I did not mean to interrupt on this morning of your anniversary, but it appears that your guest has arrived. Miss Thistledown?
Yes, thank you, George. His Majesty and I will be down in a moment to greet her. Thank you, George.
No one has seen her. Well, no one has spoken to her yet, but Lord Stokes did. Lord Stokes and Lady Lucan were in eyesight of her as she arrived.
And has she been
Thank you, George.
greeted properly, or are we making fools of ourselves?
I have footmen have been gathering her things, but she is waiting in the foyer for you now.
Wonderful.
Wonderful. Give us a moment, George, and we'll be down.
George steps out.
Right, okay, you finish my corset, I'll finish yours.
George talking to you guys half dressed.
No, it's just the final
Still
ball.
poo-bearing.
As a final pull, final touch. Now, darling, listen. I've already given Genevieve a few instructions when she was at the house the other day. Mainly, I told her to avoid scandal at any cost. I've told her to avoid aged men, that American. I've told her to avoid D'Artagnan, he's spoken for. And I've told her to avoid you.
Truly, to think that I would bring scandal to a woman like that, but... Would you like me to avoid her as well?
I would. I've only met her once, but she's quite pretty. Lovely, lovely raven hair. And I don't need anything happening on our anniversary that would make me rather angry, or that would scandalize this woman into revenge.
My dear, I assure you, given the circumstances, she's nauseating.
Sure. whatever you say. Just do take. I am serious. Do take note. We must tread carefully with this girl. Don't just steer clear, and help me to matchmake her with whatever man I deem suitable.
I will
As old Clifford.
circumnavigate this viper as is appropriate.
Thank you. I don't want to see her or anyone else turning up in one of your darling little lilac bracelets.
Really?
You think I don't know about them, but I do, and I don't wish to know that a fling has gone on in my house.
I wonder if that might have been enough to silence her. Who knows?
Seriously?
The time for bribes is long since past, I'm afraid.
Alright. Well, let's go greet her. Your lady in waiting. You must be kind to her. Poor widow needs our help. We must provide it.
Of course.
Let's along then. To leave.
Suppose we must.
Genevieve, you are standing in the foyer with a footman standing there holding your things, and you see the king and queen descend down the stairs. You've met the queen before, you have not met the king yet. They descend the stairs arm in arm and land on the landing right in front of you.
Good morning, Your Majesty. She curtsies. I think that's appropriate.
Yes, it would do well.
Lovely day.
Good morning.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Yes, thank you.
Of course.
Thank you. I trust your travels were peaceful, efficient.
I did. Yes.
Have you been looked after? Has George taken care of your things?
I've only just arrived, but yes, they've all been taken care of.
Wonderful. I'll ask him what room you've been put in, and we can get you settled.
Sounds wonderful. Thank you again for having me, Your Highness.
Majesty.
Cool.
Your Majesty.
Anything for an old. Yes, that would do nicely. Oh, we're very open here. You know?
We do
Helping
love
hand
being hosts.
doesn't go amiss. We do love hosting.
Yeah, you guys reach this kind of lull in conversation. All of these pleasantries pass. Do any real conversation needs to happen before you guys will head off ready for the fox hunt to start?
Clifford throws up in the bathroom.
Okay. Anything from anybody, not just the king, queen, and Genevieve.
I think I need to talk to Harlan.
That's funny because I wanted to talk to Gloriosa.
Ooh, a little wife swap. Perfect. Now, I will remind you both, neither of you... None of you... Never mind,
Crazy.
sorry. Bad joke. None of the four of you know what Clifford has been told. And only Gloriosa knows what Eloise told her. But, Danika asked first, so... well, what do we do with Genevieve? Do you send her with someone to go and introduce her to everyone? I think you would know, like, you know, he said, like, oh, Clifford already made contact with her or anything like that.
I think I'd see that she was taken to her room to unpack until breakfast,
Yes.
and then I will introduce her at breakfast.
Okay. Beautiful. So then, you and Harlan are probably standing in the foyer going, and Elias, as you enter into the main house, a bit before breakfast begins, you see the king and queen talking in the hallway.
Sorry, my brain is trying to figure out how to address them together.
Your Majesties.
Your Majesties? Thank you. It's been a long day. Your Majesties. Hello, how are you this morning?
Quite well,
Wonderful,
on this
sir.
joyous day.
How was your evening?
It was quite well.
Good. You found the guest house accommodating?
I did, yes. Very accommodating. Slept
Wonderful.
wonderfully.
Glad to hear it.
Can I, pull my darling friend away from you, Your Majesty? Your Highness?
Us? Who's your darling wife? I'd love to speak with her.
Do I know where she went, Joe?
They were also headed to the house, so it would have been either you guys would have all walked in together, or it would have been a bit strange that you didn't.
I feel like my son and I are like ahead a little bit, but like close enough to where it seemed like we were kind of all walking together, you know.
Yeah.
So Venus and Datura are already in the house somewhere.
Yes, I believe I just saw them pass. Yes, I believe I'll leave you to it. You know.
And when she walks away, Elias kind of whispers to Harlan, can we go somewhere very much more private than this, please?
I suppose we could inspect the stallions before the hunt. That would be proper.
Yes. And go and do that. As soon as we're outside and away from everyone, Elias just starts to go, Harlan, I messed up a little bit. A lot of it.
I'm sure you're fine. I'm sure you're anxious.
No. So last night, I may have wet my wick, as you would say. Just
Oh.
not,
With Venus. Why?
No, not with Venus.
Not with Venus.
Scarlet.
Why?
She was outside, and we were talking about how much our lives sort of suck, and you know how that gets me going.
Elias, I know you love emotional vulnerability. But come on, man.
I mean, it was... We had gotten very vulnerable in multiple ways.
Yes, well, by saying you wet your wick, Do I need to banish her? Have a court mage wipe her memory?
Probably wipe her her husband...
Right, you do realize the implications of that later one. That was sort of a joke between boys.
I don't think she's emotionally strong enough to keep it a secret. But if you banish her, it would look very obvious.
Right, so...
Harlan. At this moment, Quentin walks up and he's, Your Majesty, might I speak to you privately for just a moment?
Just a moment, Elias. I'll be right back. Stepping just barely outside the stables. Fully talking loud enough that Elias can hear, I think.
We let Her Majesty know as well, but it seems that Lord Merton and Lady Scarlet have decided to leave Witherfield Estate.
Oh, the Mertons have left. Well, at the very least, the Lord Merton shall not be making any more inappropriate comments at the dinner table, I suppose. Are they quite all right?
I believe he mentioned something about how Scarlet was not quite well.
my sympathy, but I suppose that, dealing with him, it's hard to be well. Do keep me updated on the situation as it progresses, please.
As you wish.
Maybe we can send them a fruit basket or something.
Absolutely. Her Majesty had already suggested the same thing. Clifford will leave you if needed.
We'll send them a pineapple at least, for sure.
An upside down one.
Yes, of course.
Crazy.
Truly, though, I hope they are well, and I am well and truly sad to see them unable to partake in this weekend's festivities.
Of course, Your Majesty.
Is there anything else you needed?
No, I'm only to pass along that message to you, as George has to the Queen.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, I'm going to finish up inspecting the stallions, making sure they're up to chuff, and be back inside shortly.
You do know that the fox hunt is on foot this morning, do you not?
What? Had the stallions brought in for nothing?
It is in the hedge maze, my lord.
They moved it to the hedge maze. I wanted it in the woods.
Well,
how is that a fox hunt if it's in a hedge maze?
Well, many of the women do not ride, sir, and Mum Lucan was convinced the Queen to change it to a battle of the sexes.
Of course it must be a battle of the sexes. She's so confrontational all the time, I swear.
I cannot comment on that, Your Majesty.
Mum Lucan is confrontational, and you can say that.
No, I cannot, Your Majesty, but thank you.
I order you to say that.
Mum Lucan is confrontational.
Alright, I'm so sorry. I can see how you squirm. Just take 5 and, I don't know, go about your day as you see fit. I do appreciate you telling me.
He retreats to 6 feet behind you again, like he's supposed to be. He's nearby enough. But no, you dismiss him, he goes.
Yes. Elias, there's no fucking horses. There's no horses for the fox hunt.
I'm heartbroken. We're running through the woods.
We're running through the fucking hedge maze.
How are we supposed to have our time?
I don't know. Gloriosa, she gave me this wonderful staff, and I was going to use it to make the horses run differently, so Clifford would sort of take off ahead, try as he might, and now...
This day is ruined.
Why did I bring these stallions here at all? I knew something would go wrong.
Well, I cannot think of a good thing for this.
There is nothing we could do. There's only... How much time before we're needed somewhere else?
A little less than an hour before breakfast, but then the fox hunt immediately following.
There's only an hour before breakfast. There's nothing that can be done in that time. Just have to sit and mope in the library.
There's a few things to be done.
I assure you, there's nothing that could be done. Here, with the stallions.
We've done it before.
Well, yes, but now I can hear them.
You couldn't hear them before?
The third stallion down the aisle keeps talking about an itch on his left ass cheek.
Oh.
It's intolerable.
Does Elias know about the mazes, or no?
What do you mean by knows about them?
The fern thing you guys were talking about when I came in.
Would Harlan have shared his little trick?
I don't think Harlan would have said in order to keep it mysterious.
That's a good point. Oh, Harlan, this day is just atrocious.
I mean... I suppose I could expend myself further. If you would. He holds out his hand.
Alright. And he takes his hand.
We teleport 500 feet, I believe it is, towards the wood line. I'm hoping that's far enough to get into the woods.
Uh-huh.
We teleport into the woods. I think Harlan conveniently makes a show of stumbling on a branch and pressing against Elias with Elias's back to the trunk of a tree.
You've done that trick before.
I do apologize. I'm not as steady on my feet as I used to be.
Elias's hands are already at his waist.
I can't imagine Harlan waits any longer than he has to have his own hands under Elias's shirt reaching up.
I'm already taking it off and starting to take hands under Harlan's shirt, doing the very same thing.
And I suspect that's when the camera sort of pans back to the staff
Yeah, I'd say
in the
so.
stables, leaning against a wall.
Yeah, I'd say so. Okay. Well,
Marking down a 4th level spell slot here.
Yep.
And I'll mark down a second one to get back equally undetected.
I'm marking a level of exhaustion.
I kiss my best friend.
Yeah.
This is what boys do, you know?
This is boys club.
This is just guys
Yeah.
being dudes. This is
Just
Yeah,
guys
just
being
guys.
dudes.
Two dudes sitting by a tree trunk, 0
Kiss.
feet apart, for
Yeah.
reasons.
I feel as if something is happening.
So, you guys remember when I said that 2 people asked me if homophobia could be real? Anyway. We cut then to after breakfast, where everyone is accounted for at breakfast.
Venus
So
and Gloriosa want to talk?
Sorry, I didn't mean to silence women. Go ahead.
How dare you?
Sorry,
I said-
sorry.
Also,
said-
real quick, I would love to know who asked if homophobia could be real, because I know it wasn't me.
No sharing. That would reveal all sorts of things. Shh.
Fine.
Can I say what I texted you, Joe, when you said that in the group chat?
Yeah.
I'd like everyone to know what I said. Yeah, okay, so Joe put in the group chat that 2 people asked if homophobia could exist in this game, and I immediately texted Joe and I said, "Is Elias gay and in love with my husband?" Immediately.
What? No, never.
Yeah.
I said, I know how period dramas work. I
Can
know
a
what the
man just not love his best friend? Like, a lot?
And be king and captain's guard.
Yeah, like, we just really like each other as friends.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is what bros do. We're kissing the homies goodnight.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't.
Not my
ruin
fault
our-
you're a hater.
Don't ruin our show with any gay shit.
Clip that. Clip that.
Go,
Well,
go,
I'll
go,
see
go.
myself out.
Anyways, Venus and Gloriosa.
Was MJ gonna say something?
I was just gonna say, wow, that must be a tense breakfast, but the time for the joke has passed, so.
Okay. Well, you can make it again when we actually go to breakfast. Gloriosa, you find Venus.
But
Yes, darling. How are you this morning? Hey, Tora. Good morning.
Of course. Well, happy anniversary on this beautiful morning. How are you faring? You look gorgeous
you.
as always.
Oh, Venus, darling, thank you. You are so sweet. I'm doing well. I'm wonderful. In fact, I'd quite like if you and I could have a bit of a girl talk. If we may stroll about the gardens before breakfast. Hey, Tora, you
I'm
wouldn't
always-
mind, would you?
I know he seems a bit preoccupied. I'm sure he won't mind. I'm always down for a lovely walk, and of course, I'd be honored to take it with you.
Good. I do have something to say today to arrive. Joe would pay attention.
So many jobs, and I have to text all of you guys sometimes.
I haven't texted you. I don't think.
Nor I.
Nor I. Okay.
Nor I.
Well, Datura is standing with Mom going,
That
Your
cut out
Majesty.
so much.
Yes. Lord Datura, you wouldn't mind me and your mother taking a lovely walk, would you?
"Oh, certainly not. I have many business and people to meet and tend to, and probably a betrothal. So, there we go."
Oh, I was just going to ask you that. Are you promised?
Oh,
I'd like to
yes.
keep in the news.
It's very serious. Yes.
Oh, that is such a shame, because we've just had a new young lady arrive.
You're kidding.
I was hoping
it's
that
not that serious.
Oh my.
Your Majesty, if I might be quite frank, I only said that because I was worried you might be in cahoots with my father. But if you are not, and you
I would never be in cahoots with your father. Write that down, Datura.
Incredible. Yes, I would love to meet her and betroth her soon, tomorrow. So that my father might leave me alone, as it were.
Right. Well, I will trust that your eagerness is not uncouth, and that you have all the best intentions.
Of course, to spite my father.
I think what he means is that he would be interested and would love and be delighted to meet this magnificent lady. Right, Datura?
That is wonderful.
Yes, Your Majesty. Pardon my lack of decorum.
Wonderful. All I ask is that at the breakfast hour, Miss Lady Genevieve will need to be retrieved for breakfast. She's in her room. You shall have to ask George where it is. If you could just pop up and retrieve her when the breakfast hour arrives, I trust someone of your charms could help her find her way very nicely.
Most certainly.
Thank you. It'll be all. Go find George.
He goes.
Well, finally, it is just us ladies.
I thought it was just going to be us ladies, but I guess plans change sometimes.
Well, the men come crashing the party, do they not?
Appears so.
Are we not perhaps a bit thankful that they did? How are you faring, Venus? How was your evening?
Oh, just settled in for the night and did some light reading, and that was all. Just preparing for today's events.
And did you and Lord Arioch find the guest house, appealing, satisfying?
Oh, why, yes, it was. Thank you so much for having us stay there. It was so beautiful and nice of you to invite us in, and sure Datura has been enjoying it as well.
Yes, good. Venus, and she sort of cuts a look over her shoulder, I am so glad to hear that you are all one big happy family. It is delightful.
Ah, yes, well, we've been together for so long, it is just only natural.
Only natural, I agree, because Venus, I heard some red gossip just this morning.
Oh, do tell.
My lady's maid, the staff is run amok with this rumour. They are under the impression that someone ruined Lady Scarlet in the gardens last evening. It is quite the scandal. And the worst of it all, my darling Venus, they say it was Sir Arioch. I told them it simply could not be true. You, after all, you and your husband are so very happy. And I know that of the pair of them, it was my husband that is the rake between them, but that gave me pause as well. Because between us ladies, I happen to know where the king was all evening. We can say he did rather miss me in France. So I don't know what the hell they're talking about. But I told them it simply could not be Sir Arioch. Isn't that simply monstrous?
Well, it simply cannot be. He was stayed in for the night, and then he went off on business to help arrange Datora's engagement, which we've still been discussing. Are you saying that my husband was the one that was with poor Lady Scarlet last night?
Oh, I could never. Absolutely not. It is not my place to say at all. But between us ladies, Venus, I know Scarlet is young, impressionable, certainly, and she can hardly be satisfied with a man like my godfather. You catch my meaning. I see no error in the assumption that she might be seduced. Sir Arioch? I could not imagine.
Well, I have not been made aware of this, and I will be discussing it with my husband, but I don't see what reason he would have behind this.
Don't tell me you believe it, Venus. We
Well,
must have more faith in our husbands than that. Do you believe it? For a moment there, I almost asked you if Sir Arioch was wilder than I knew him to be.
Oh, please. He goes off and travels, and he comes home, and he's so tired, he just has to stay home all day, please.
Right. Of course, I'm sure it's all nonsense.
But of course, only natural. You know how word gets around and gossip gets around. I mean, I'm sure there's so many things out there about every single one of us, but it doesn't mean they're all true now, does it?
Amen to that. Rumors are awful. But you mean to say that Elias was with you all evening?
Oh, but of course. I mean, I'm his wife, am I not?
Right, of course. Can I do an insight check, please?
Insight deception.
I mean, Gloriosa doesn't believe her. I don't. What?
Can I go to that 20?
Yeah.
I hate it here.
Don't forget, Josie, that you have a +4 to this as well.
Oh, well, I mean, 20
thank
trumps
you.
all.
Leagues higher than before.
I got a 25, but it means very little.
It means nothing. Airtight. Of course she was with him.
Of course, she thinks so. I trust Eloise with my life, okay? Right. How lovely to hear.
What was this about this lovely lady that will be joining us? Potential match for my dear boy?
Well, I'd like her to be a match for someone. It's really quite a tragedy, darling Venus. You've heard of the Thistledown family, I'm sure, in passing.
But of course, poor things.
I know. This is their young lady. It's a daughter or a niece or something. Poor girl was married not long ago and is already a widow. He died in some accident. He wasn't of much rank or any name. I hadn't heard of him. But it's so tragic. And she has a child. Poor mother, a widow. She needed a place to go. She needed a job. And she needs a husband again.
Well,
So I hope to find her one.
Well, maybe we can get the two better acquainted and see how it progresses. It seems like Datura is already kind of interested in the idea, so...
That is wonderful. I knew Datura would be helpful. Do you approve of it? If he should marry our darling Genevieve?
If he wishes it, I don't see the problem.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Amazing.
You ready for this day's events, Your Majesty?
Oh, yes. The fox hunt. Have you heard it's been moved to the hedges? The hedge maze?
Well, as long as I don't have to get on a nasty beast, I'm sure I'll be fine.
Oh, no. Just a quick battle of the sexes to show the men who's boss.
We shall see that we do.
I believe we shall.
I agree. Well, shall we get on to breakfast? I'm actually a little hungry.
I believe it is time. Let's away.
The briefest of cuts as Clifford, you are in the dining room with Mum Lucan. What?
Don't have to get on a nasty beast. You're married to Elias.
You fucking take that back right now. Fucking take that back right now.
You see, you're standing with Mum Lucan in the dining hall, waiting for anyone else to arrive. And she goes, "That was rather strange. What is going on today?"
Well, certainly more drama than I've found myself in years.
I shall, perhaps I shall away during the hunt and look through the David's house. Look through the guest house before they have a chance to clean it up.
Such a shame. I did look forward to seeing you show up some of the lesser men on the hunt. But yes, of course, that is quite an idea.
Did you?
Well, certainly you are capable in your capacity.
Oh yes, and I'm sure that there was nothing more that you would enjoy than for a woman to perform for you. Is that right?
No.
I am messing with you, Lord Stokes.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, yeah, I knew that. I knew
We
that.
have to be partners in this ruse, or whatever you call it.
Yes.
And I shall be, I suppose, the brains, and you the brawn. We shall call each other friends. And that means I shall stop giving you a hard time, reluctantly, unless you deserve it.
No, fair. Only fair.
Anything I should know about you before I enter into business with you? I'm often I'm in my history have made business with at least one man, and it did not turn out well because he kept secrets. So, if you have anything, you ought to come forth with it now.
No, I certainly. I keep to my studies.
Deception.
Do I have disadvantage on that?
No. And you would get a +4 because you have such a good reputation.
But wasn't my curse?
Oh,
charisma
yes.
stuff?
Disadvantage, but then add 4.
Yeah. Hey,
She got a 19.
you can't say I'm not honest. Fuck me. Okay. 11.
That was so loud.
I'm so sorry.
You see Mum Lucan goes, "It is something." What?
Nothing of import. Of course, nothing of import. Nothing that could impede on our ability to work together. I box occasionally.
You box?
Yeah, well, it's good to keep the body fit.
Right, what do I care? Why do you hold that as if it is some secret? I guess that you worked out.
You must imagine that others of our station might see it a bit unseemly.
I mean, if you were to perform boxing or something, that might be a bit common, but in your own home?
Well, you see, I may, on occasion, perform boxing.
Lord Stokes, I feel as though I do not know you.
Oh, I assure you I'm the same man that you have grown to call a friend.
And here I thought you were some on your high horse, lord, former lawyer, doting about in your private libraries all day, but no, look at you. Man of the people. Quite befitting of you, Lord Stokes.
Well, thank you, of course, but might I impress upon you the necessity for secrecy?
Oh, of course. Yes, you wouldn't want anyone else knowing about your brush with the thistle, would you?
Quite, yes, quite.
I assure you. Well, I would call upon my reputation, but I do have a reputation as a squabbling woman, or whatever it is they call it. What do they call it? A scribbling woman is a bitch most canine, or whatever. But no, I
Clifford pulls his shirt collar.
I shall keep that to myself. And Lion, as you are walking into the dining hall for the breakfast, you hear just that last line. I shall keep that to myself. And you walk in on Mum and Clifford in a room alone.
Wait, I was gonna say also, I was gonna glove it, but I was gonna offer a handshake. And
Yes.
be like, partners.
You walk into the dining hall and see Mum Lucan, feminist extraordinaire, and Clifford Stokes shake hands, gloved, and you hear her say, I won't tell anybody about this.
Yeah.
Okay, yes. Oh!
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Huge step back.
Interrupt.
No, quite. You interrupted
Oh,
nothing.
no, of
We are
course
in
not.
the dining hall. No, we will getting
Yes.
ready for breakfast. I said you're welcome to do an insight check.
Okay.
First of all, do an insight check to see if you can tell that Clifford / Mom are lying about, we were just standing here, whatever. Clifford, give persuasion or deception, either one with disadvantage, +4.
Amazing. What was the date of our... Never mind, found it.
And that can even out to regular 1 roll because Mom will roll 2 and give you advantage.
Sweet. And then that means I have +9 to this, because my persuasion's already +5.
I'm doing insight, and I have an extra +4 because... Oh no, insight's wisdom. Never mind. 24.
1.
Honest?
Honest.
What?
Natural.
Cool. Yeah, they look really sweaty. You can see where he pulled his shirt collar to the side a little bit. And she takes a giant step back when you walk in. And then Clifford says, which this cut off of your recording, and then Clifford said, what did you say to her?
I said, you look lovely this morning, Lady Lion.
Thank you.
Clifford, give me an insight check
Thank you.
before Lion responds.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Do I need to
16?
roll anything?
You do not. Your insight is on Mom Lucan, as when you say, you look rather lovely this morning, Mom Lucan sort of looking to the side goes, rolls her eyes at you.
Thank you.
What happens to him, Aaron, if he compliments Lion? You're muted. You're so muted. You fell off.
So
You
muted.
fell off, King.
You're so Judith.
And I mean that literally.
Judy.
Is it funny when I do it?
Hello.
Yeah.
Judith. Hello.
It's funny when you do it.
If we're gonna constitute this as flirting, which I'm more than happy, that's 5d10 psychic damage.
Whoa! Whoa! I didn't know that when I made the joke.
All right, roll it.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, I get to? Oh, you trust me. That's lovely. All right.
Aaron,
What the fuck did I miss?
So
Okay, so
Why
that's a
is-
9 for
Oh.
the first die, so that's 9.
He cast Chaos
Plus
on
1
me,
is 10.
not to flirt with Lion.
Plus 4 is 14. Plus 1 is 15. Plus 6 is 21 total.
21. Clifford, please mark 21 psychic damage off of your sheet. As you say, you look out of low this morning.
Akira!
Splitting headache.
Clutch my head and fall to my knees.
Oh my god.
Oh my
Lord
God.
Stoops. I just kind of run over and like kneel next to him. Are you?
You and Mom hit heads.
Oh! Shit.
Oh God.
Oh,
Two women
let me-
fighting.
Somebody
to
else
care
comes
for
in
a
for
man.
breakfast
Oh,
and there's
Clifford
3
must love
people on the
this.
floor.
All clutching our heads. Oh, I mean,
God.
God, this day just keeps getting worse. Sorry, I apologize. That's
This day, it is breakfast. What has happened?
mm, nothing. It's just
Prince Dart walks in the room.
God
I'm
damn it.
circling my head, seeing like a Looney Tunes like bird.
Prince Dart walks in the room and then immediately goes, one moment, and steps back out.
D'Artagnan, just still holding her head. It is not what you think. D'Artagnan, Your Highness. She catches herself real quick.
Clifford, you notice that.
Ooh, I write it down in my little detective book.
God damn it! I realize.
Would you go after Dart, or are you staying in the room?
I realized what I did real quick, and I think gets up off the floor where she's fallen and just goes right to her seat and is not like gonna follow him because she's just like shit.
Mama's gonna take her seat too, for one. We'll cut from
I
these
get up off
three.
the
Oh, sorry.
floor.
Sitting so
I get off
straight
all-
at the table.
I got a hold of the floor. We cut. Genevieve, you are in your bedroom, and you hear.
I go to answer the door. I open it.
You open the door. You see a tall, lean but muscular man in a nice morning outing outfit, like he's about to go on the hunt, which you know is later this morning. Has shorter household black hair, like dark raven hair, and just sort of sharper, more angular features. Nice jawline. He's an attractive young man. Probably not much older than you. And he opens the door and he's holding a single rose.
Good morning. I'm sorry. Are you at the right door? I fear I don't know you.
That's quite alright. I do not know you either, though I have been told I might like to. I am Datora Ariok. You might be familiar with my father and mother, Duchess Venus Ariok and her husband, Elias Ariok.
Yes, of course. I'm Lady Genevieve Thistledown.
Ah, lady. You were
Lady
titled.
in waiting.
Quite. I've heard of your family. Of course, I have not had the lovely chance of attending a Thistledown ball, but I had heard sort of what had gone on with your family, and I hear whispers of you and why you might be here this weekend.
What whispers have you heard?
Apologies for being forward, but a sort of young widow, if I hear correctly, with a young child, perhaps, and a need to remarry.
Jude. His name is Jude.
What a lovely name.
Thank you.
I have been sent to escort you to breakfast, and I have been chosen to escort you to breakfast because, well, much in the same way that you need to remarry quite quickly, I am in a bit of a situation myself where I must marry quite quickly, or I shall marry somebody that I do not wish to.
Well, I'm not sure if I'm such a better option. You hardly know me. But in passing...
Yes, but how much would you wish to get to know a husband? Perhaps.
Pardon?
Well, I have plenty of funds to keep you up. I mean, I hate to discuss business before breakfast, but I have plenty of funds if you were to need to, you and your son to stay wherever you should like, and I shall stay wherever I should like, and we shall see each other when needed.
So a husband in no more than name.
If it should interest you. I cannot promise you that I would love you. I have
Well, I can
never
assure you
promised
that
a lady
you
that.
wouldn't.
Well, I no need to speak ill of yourself.
No,
but
I am quite lost, though, and I think that breakfast is starting, so why don't we go ahead and escort? I'm sure the Queen is the one that sent you, so she'll likely be waiting for our arrival together.
Certainly. Would you like to take this rose, or shall we send a message?
She looks him up and down and goes, I'm allergic.
Right. He'll offer his arm,
She takes it.
and our three, Clifford, Lion, Mum, Dart comes back in just a few minutes and sits down, and you see Genevieve Thistledown and Datura walking in arm in arm.
Are we still in the same spots from last night?
You can kind of sit wherever. Breakfast is going to be a little more casual.
Okay, good. Because I'm what... Lion is not sitting next to Dart if she has a choice, but won't move away from him if he sits next to her.
I think he'll sit closer to the head of the table where Mom and Dad will sit. Mom or Dad will sit. Datura makes a show of pulling out a chair for Genevieve, pushing it in as the two couples arrive in time to see this happen.
Hey,
This is a
welcome,
perfectly
Lady
tensionless
Genevieve.
breakfast.
Good morning, all.
Good morning.
I see Lady Genevieve has found her way to breakfast.
I have, thanks to Lord Datura.
Hi, what is with all these glum faces? It is a beautiful morning. What is wrong with Lord Stokes?
I don't know. It's,
Mum says, well, believe me, I hardly know.
Right.
Lord Stokes, are you quite well?
yes, a sudden pang of pain, I suppose. I
Lord
don't know.
Stokes, do you need some assistance? I'm sure we can do something to help you.
Well, I feel quite
Aaron,
better now.
we can't hear you. I saw your lips move, and
Why does my microphone do this?
now I can
Well,
hear you.
give me a moment. Give me a moment, Lord Stokes. I'm sure we can get something put together for you. I have a healing spell.
No fuss need be made.
We must have you well by the hunt.
Of course. I know Quentin is quite good at acupuncture, so that may ease any troubles.
Acupuncture.
Hi. Acupuncture.
I would like-
It's rather foreign, isn't it?
It's quite effective, though.
It does help.
I would like to cast Cure Wounds.
I'm quite
on
alright
him.
on acupuncture. Thank you. Lady Venus, of course. Thank you.
Beautiful. Presumably, who here does not know who Genevieve Thistledown is?
Do I? I don't think
Elias,
I do.
Venus. Yeah, Elias, Venus, and Lion would not. Presumably you introduce her?
Yes, I would only tell them that this is Lady Genevieve Thistledown. She's my newest lady in waiting. She was eager to start the job. So she'll be here with us this weekend, just in time for the festivities. I hope you make her feel welcome. Hope she's a friend to all.
It is very nice to meet you, Lady Thistledown.
And
Ah,
a pleasure to meet you as well.
I am Lady Lion Taraxica, one of the Queen's other ladies in waiting.
It is quite lovely to meet you. I see that you have met my son already. I'm Lady Ariat.
Your son, yes, he's quite charming.
Oh, but he is.
Yes, very charming. I am Lord Ariok.
Pleasure to meet you as well, Lord Ariok.
And
Enchanted.
Genevieve, you see Lord Clifford. Sorry, I thought that he had already said something for some reason. You see Lord Clifford Stokes, who you have written this letter to, and you also saw him briefly before he was ushered away when you arrived this morning.
And Lord Stokes, is it? I believe we've met before.
Yes, briefly. It's a pleasure to see you again.
Pleasure's mine. Good morning to you. Pleasure to see you again.
Well, isn't that lovely? We all met.
Yes, it is a lovely morning, Your Majesty. Lovely breakfast. Sorry, I must have not slept well. Forgive my, I guess, glum demeanor. I do not mean it.
The smallest, almost imperceptible sigh from Dart as he kind of rolls the silverware over. And food is brought out.
Lion glances at him for half a second.
I see that. Do I see that happen?
Perception.
I would like to see if I see that as well. Venus
Whoever
still
wants
needs
to
to
stealth from MJ.
Stealth, amazing.
I'm too busy inciting on Genevieve.
Do it.
13.
Where's my
No.
I got a 17.
23.
I don't see.
I got a 2. I'm staring at Harlan.
I
still
was also
so mad about
if
the
I noticed
horses.
anything weird going on with my husband. I was also going to say I'd like to insight on Elias.
I'd like
please.
to note that Harlan made sure that he is looking as he did when he left.
Sure.
Okay. I just want to know if Elias is acting strange.
Let's
Can I
resolve.
roll, please?
Let's resolve the MJ one first. Who rolled higher than MJ?
I got a 17.
What did
for
MJ roll?
reference.
Oh, I got a 23.
Venus, you noticed this eye contact between Dart and Venus, which you already knew that they were
Dart and
potentially
Lion.
Dart and Lion. Between Dart and Venus is crazy. Between Dart and Lion, which you already knew that this was happening.
Oh, that's right. She saw us. Damn.
Clifford, what did you get on your insight against Genevieve?
I didn't realize I was unmuted. I apologize for my chewing. I got a 16. But I'm not really looking. I don't know what I'm looking for in particular. I just kind of was like more focused on like this letter and this situation than I am like inciting on other people.
How much, Genevieve? How much sincerity should he feel in the letter?
Sincerity from
from you. Like, how much do you sincerely mean the comma after dearest? And how much do you sincerely mean this pitch for a walk and that kind of thing?
I think she knows his reputation in both worlds, and she's definitely interested.
You don't say.
Incredible. Yes, now if you want to roll an insight check on Elias, go for it. Elias/Harlan, go for it.
17.
24.
24. Elias and Harlan both give me deception or persuasion? Or performance?
Okay. So, remember, Elias has a +4, I believe.
Wrong. Elias is
There's
plus
0?
0. He's neutral.
And I have a -2.
I forgot! I can add!
You have
That's
plus
just a
4.
charisma.
Oh, wait, yeah, just charisma.
You said persuasion, perchance?
Yeah.
$11.
10
You
plus
can't just say
11
perchance. I've been
for
trying
21.
to unmute for like 5 seconds to get that out.
What did our ladies get?
24.
17.
24. Would you have specifically been looking at Elias or Harlan or whatever?
I feel like I would look at Elias to see if he is looking, like, doing anything weird, sense a vibe, and also if I could ask if he looks Harlan's direction. If not, that's fine, but...
And Megan, would you be specifically looking at Elias or Harlan?
Elias.
Okay. Then both of you... Danika, what do they glean from you on an insight check that might make them...
Danika has already said that Elias is looking at Harlan. Let it be known.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can look at my boy. You know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bud's looking at Buds.
Yeah.
The vibe of this gaze is...
Zero
lustful.
gaze in this gaze.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Lustful.
I mean, with a fucking 11, yeah.
I would like to message my husband dearest, and just say, do keep yourself under control while we're in company. Do not need the whole table to know of your activities and demeanor.
I don't have a message, so I just glance at her.
You can respond to a message.
Yeah, you're able to respond.
You can? Okay.
Yeah.
I respond back. I don't know what you're talking about.
Is that going to be a response for everything, or are you going to have an actual conversation?
When you start to care about more things, more pressing, I'll respond differently.
And then I think we should cut it there because I don't remember how long we're able to talk.
It should just be one message back and forth and 25 words each.
Okay, so we'll just leave it at that.
Okay, perfect.
Perfect.
I'll say you guys do have an opportunity to talk while on the hunt. So you guys are kind of given a very casual and quick breakfast, and then you are split up. So now.
Can I ask something of you?
Oh, anything.
Interrupting. Harlan would love, since he has a captive audience, to speak for at least a minute.
Oh.
Just sort of making conversation at the table, which would be his enthralling performance.
Mm-hmm.
Which means I'm going to say, since I get up to 5 people, we'll say everyone but my wife would need to make a wisdom.
I was going to ask you about that.
Huh?
I was going to ask you about that due to our session 0, a promise you made.
Yes, everyone but my wife. That's not breaking the promise, correct?
You're good.
I was gonna say, the promise is the other direction.
You're making some other promises, or you're breaking some other promises, but, you know.
Am I?
Yeah. Really? No.
I don't
A wedding
remember.
vow?
A wedding vow, sort of?
Maybe just a little
Listen, that was months ago in real life, and I didn't actually then, so...
Harlan, you slept with a man while you're married.
bit.
That's
Yeah, well,
your wedding vow.
Yes, but that's not the enthralling performance. I'm not fucking on the
No,
dinner
I
table.
was just making a quip.
Danika,
because
was it enthralling?
Was it?
I mean, it was,
Enthralling
but-
performance?
I was just making a quip because you said you hadn't broken any promises. I said, there's a pretty big one you have. But
Sure. Fingers can be crossed.
What does enthralling performance mean, my love?
Everyone but my wife needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Easy.
Otherwise, they're charmed. While charmed this way, they idolize me, they speak glowingly of me, and it hinders anyone who opposes me, avoiding violence already inclined. The effect ends after an hour, or the target is damaged, or I attack the target or one of their comrades. So everyone but my wife is a DC 17 wisdom saving throw.
Alright.
Everyone's
You tell that this is happening?
God damn it.
I don't... It's not a spell.
I got a 10.
I know what he's doing.
So...
It's not a spell. Nah.
Get fucked. 20. Not Nat, but...
I got a 16. No.
Damn, so close.
Just sort of raise your hand if you failed, and I'll keep that in my pocket. I feel awful that it's only the women. That's horrible.
You were gonna say that.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that you can
That's
see
all for
me
now.
flipping off my brother.
It wasn't gonna work on me anyways. I had a trump card.
You know what?
Amazing.
That's gonna be on YouTube.
Trump card.
What? What just
It doesn't matter.
happened?
It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anyway. So, you guys are split up. It is Lion, Venus, Gloriosa, Genevieve, and Mum on one team. Belle has decided to sit it out. She does not like to be in the sun for too long. And on the men's side, it is Elias, Harlan, Clifford, Datura, Dart, and both American twins decided to sit this one out.
Great. All my favorite
Americans.
Now, unless Clifford needed to talk to one of them, I can always change my mind. But I'm very pushover if needed.
I just wanted to see if you were gonna do a British accent again.
You mean an American accent that I can't do? Or yeah, you mean I understand what you mean. Sorry. If I was gonna mess up my American accent, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are split up. I need all of you to make either a survival or nature check with the modifier that I texted you. Ignore if I texted you disadvantage. Holy mother of God.
Oh no.
He's fine.
Okay.
I'm not worried about him.
Let me go in ascending order. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to each of you and describe what your experience in this fox hunt looks like. You will get to run a little scene with anyone of the same sex that you are in the kind of hunting party of. And I will describe what your success in this fox hunt looks like as you go through. Starting at the very bottom is Lady Genevieve Thistledown, who has likely never been on a hunt before of any sort. You attempt to cast Locate Creature to kind of try to find this fox, to maybe help and point the ladies in the right direction.
Smart.
But the spell falls flat, and you are not able to help Venus, Lion, Gloriosa, or any of the other ladies. And give me a stealth check, Genevieve.
Okay. 11.
Perception from the ladies only.
Wow.
22.
No
The
way.
whole world hates me.
That's crazy. Oh,
Said like the twins from The Shining.
yeah.
What was it, MJ?
Disman.
Okay.
Don't laugh at me, motherfucker.
My married lady, you guys notice that Genevieve kind of starts to side shuffle toward the wood line away from the maze.
Is she trying to leave? What is she doing?
Thistle down.
Yes.
This way.
See, I must tell you, I've never done anything quite like this before, and the thought of doing it kind of makes me sick to my stomach.
But are you not here to partake in the festivities? This is a hunt.
It's all in good fun.
Oh, okay, all right. Yes, I'll. Of course, you're right. I'm sorry. Shall we on then?
Yes, we must hurry if we're going to meet the men.
We must simply show them. I mean, they're full of themselves, please.
Mm-hmm.
And Lady Thistledown, you pretty much, just walk behind them as the other ladies do more work, because that was kind of your thing. That was kind of the one thing you could maybe add. And you wanted to kind of go sneak away and maybe get some herbs for your medicine kit, and not gonna happen, I fear. So you walk behind. Come on, I need one more answer. Hello? Okay.
Who hasn't answered? We can call them out.
Never mind.
We can all point.
Yeah.
Okay. Next we this is so funny. Next we cut to Harlan over on the men's side, the next lowest.
I'm so focused on being hot and keeping the command going that I can't focus on the locate creature. Shit.
And yeah, I mean, is that basically what it, more concerned about, being the leader of the hunt and not actually hunting?
Sort of locate creature. Fuck, I'm losing concentration on that. Okay, I've just got to maintain appearances.
Beautiful. So you're keeping up these spells that are helping you look better reputation-wise.
Yes.
And don't really care about this game, right?
I'm also, while doing that, very much being like, Clifford, go. This is your thing. It's not a real hunt, but...
Clifford, you're welcome to respond.
Right. Yes, of course. Off I go then. Yes. And I fucking step of the wind, 60 feet, turn, sprint into the hedge maze.
Yes.
And am not seen.
And we will cut to your turn in just one moment.
He's quite fast.
However, what is Elias looking like with the score that he rolled? The next lowest up.
Damn.
I know. I am trying to cast plant growth on the women so that they kind of get trapped in the hedge maze, but Harlan's just looking so delicious that I'm also struggling to focus.
Hashtag set a tour, boys.
Just, and when he sees Harlan start to falter and then tell Clifford to go, he just drops his hand and goes, I don't think it's working at all.
I suppose, we might as well just continue trying. We must win this at all costs, I assure you. Otherwise, we will not hear the end of it.
Yes, but I'm so tired.
I think the two of them just sort of sneak off and sit together. Just sitting
Literally, like, the
on a
only
bench
walking one
in the
hunting?
hedge maze.
Alright.
So it's so it's Clifford,
Can
the
he
prince, and
plant grow
Datura.
to hide us? Just sort of close us in?
Sure.
Just you're talking from behind a hedge.
Yeah.
We're in it. We're in that shit.
Talking.
Sure. And with a significant gap between that and our next person up in terms of score. Probably there, filling in the middle, is our NPCs, men and women. They're doing fine, unless any of you do any kind of effort to boost their performance at all. You can text me and let me know that. But next up on the rung, not winning, but not performing badly. MJ, tell us what Lion's performance in the fox hunt looks like.
Lion casts invisibility on herself to sort of better blend in. I don't know what other way to say it. So she's able to sneak up on the foxes and also be undisturbed by the efforts of really either team.
So then not necessarily working with the women nor against the men, really, would you say?
Yeah.
Lion, soon after the sound goes off, the invisibility goes up and Lion disappears. Beautiful. After that, again, not winning, but performing quite well. Venus, tell me, how are you doing in this fox hunt?
I think that she's just kind of like looking around and like stepping carefully with her shoes. Like, she's not super thrilled about this event, but she will participate. And I think she's just casually throws the spell Entangle, which basically just makes plants like sprout from the ground. It makes the terrain a little bit more difficult. And it's just in like a 20-foot square.
Wonderful.
So like maybe she like blocks off like one of the entranceways from like the hedges or something like that.
Yeah. This is not probably your first time participating in a game like this, especially with Her Majesty, who quite likes games.
Mm-hmm.
Incredible. And coming in second place of our two PCs. I like watching you guys size each other up. Not winning, but performing incredibly and almost winning. Nolan, please tell me what your performance is like.
That's my wife. That's my fucking wife.
God damn it.
27 for Nolan, 28 for Gloriosa.
Crazy.
Yes.
Well, I didn't use survival or nature. I used animal handling because I'm sprinting through the woods, catching foxes and like presenting them and being like, I could, and then releasing them because I refuse to kill these animals for sport.
So I think it's more of a situation where, first of all, I could do it, but I'm morally not going to, kind of a thing. And if anyone here, any NPCs here, had any kind of moral standing on hunting or killing animals, this does make him look more morally upright and that sort of thing as well.
Mom Lucan is losing her gourd over this.
So more of a status thing than anything else. And Megan, would you please describe your ultimate victory?
28. I was so
Of
confident.
course I can. As soon as the oh god, I love this. As soon as the horn is heard, she sees Venus cast Entangle on the maze. She senses that pop up. She says, "Oh, a wonderful idea." And as she's running through the maze, she places her hand against the hedge and casts Entangle specifically on the other side where the men are, specifically for one vine to come out, wrap around Harlan's ankle, and trip him up.
I think while he's sitting on the bench, he just gets pulled into a hedge.
Oh no!
I think that should give us some time. Let's see, what else? And Gloriosa can speak to animals, so she messages the fox and promises him many chickens. If only he should run into her arms. And then she casts Locate Creature, and she runs right to that little fox.
You should know, you must kill the foxes in order to win. This is a hunt.
I must not. I am the queen.
You
We
can't
will
tell
not
the
kill
queen what
this
to
one.
do. You can't talk to my wife
Can't.
like that.
She's the queen.
Why would I kill this darling little angel? He has hopped up into her arms. Yes, what is your
Rip has
name,
a
my
friend
good
now.
sir?
Go ahead, Megan. Whatever.
What is your name?
I can't argue. No, go ahead. It's 11:30. I'll keep describing your victory.
Yeah, she becomes best friends with the fox. She gives him dukedom. This fox, no one can ever kill this fox.
He's part of
No one can
like,
ever
the
kill this
turkey
fox.
on Thanksgiving.
His name is Septimus. He cannot be killed. Now Duke Septimus.
Why did you give him
He
20 acres?
What did you give me for the acre?
What are we going to do with it?
You guys can't talk to each other. You're not together. Okay. Amazing. And as you all come back to this clearing, you see the queen has been announced. The winner, probably unsure if that is truly by performance or also by the fact that it is sort of her country and her house and her game. And
I'm a magical plant woman.
And I'm a
sort of
magical plant
animal woman.
Any other scenes that we desperately need before I have one final thing to close us off? Aaron, I know yours.
I have a thing I'd like to do.
Mine can wait. It's just Venus kind of wanted to talk to Lion.
Okay, I'll say let's hold that one for next session, but keep that in mind, Josie. Megan, desperate?
I'd like to do it before we leave the maze.
Great, go ahead.
Okay. As Gloriosa is taking a victory lap and she finds herself alone with Duke Septimus, she passes another hand along the hedge and she casts Speak with Plants. It grants them limited sentience and animation. They have the ability to communicate with me, and I can question the plants about events in the spell's area within the past day. I ask the plants, I say, "Oh, good morrow, my good sirs. Lovely fox hunt again. You must tell me. I could not see it. I shall hardly sleep for grief if you do not tell me what it is. But, I do believe the king was tripped up or something with your help. Tell me, how did the king perform in the fox hunt? What did he get up to?"
Oh, well, your majesty, the king hardly performed at all in any kind of fox hunt.
No, was he that undone? That one trip? I only cast it once.
Oh no, by the time you cast the ensnaring grasp, he was already sitting by a tree trunk of some sort with Lord Ariok.
What do you mean?
Well, him and Lord Ariok were not participating in the hunt.
How strange. Why would they do a thing like that?
Could not tell you.
How disappointing. Thank you.
So long.
Good day. And Gloriosa leaves.
Perfect. And before you head to the afternoon soiree, this lakeside lunch that you guys are all headed to shortly after the hunt, you guys are going to go get changed and then head. Harlan and Gloriosa, you guys find yourself back in the dressing room. Harlan, where you had one more thing you wanted to do.
First of all, I'm icing my ankle.
Please. What is that about?
I fear that I was tripped on a rut of some sort. It was quite unfortunate. I'm sure I have no clue how it happened.
So I'm sure that must have been very disappointing.
Quite. I didn't want to aggravate it further.
Oh yes. Why did you not? Did it hinder you from the fox hunt in totality?
Well, the cane you brought me was very nice, but I'm afraid I don't know how to use it that well yet.
Right.
Injury be damned and all. But you did win, as I was certain you would.
Of course. I don't like to be let win. I enjoy a challenge. And last I checked, so did you.
I do love a challenge, but of course in my old age, if I were to strain a sprain, it could very quickly lead to me being crippled. And I wouldn't do anything to hinder myself from bounding from rooftop to chase you.
Harlan, that's very charming, but jokes about your age are only funny when I make them.
Yes, I
do
suppose they are.
And I don't wish to let such a figure ruin such a perfect day. But you must know I've been hearing whispers of your friend Sir Ariok. And I find him to be rather a suspicious character. Do you not think so?
I will admit he has never been as communicative as I've hoped him to be, but he's yet to show me any reason to be distrusting.
I don't know, Harlan. I hear whispers from Eloise, and you know Eloise is good for gossip.
Oh, of course.
That not only was Lady Scarlet seduced in the gardens evening last, but that it was Sir Ariok who did so.
Is that why she left? I'll have to have a word with him about that.
Which is to say that Sir Ariok was in the gardens when certain other happenings were occurring.
Those...
Yes, darling.
I shall swear him to secrecy, if you wish.
That's the other thing. It is Sir Ariok who goes with you on all of your voyages, yes?
Of course,
or most of them.
I trust him second to only you.
Why?
Because I've known him my whole life.
In all your journeyings, I know you don't wish to fight about it, but you get up to no good. You've a tarnished reputation every time you return home, and I do very much work to keep it clean. I pay people off, I have memories erased, I make deals, I send fruit baskets, and much more. Though people would believe it trivial, but the one man we've never paid off is Sir Elias Ariok. He knows quite a lot about you. If he knows your exploits, if he knows what you get up to, what is to stop him spreading a rumor or two?
I suppose trust. If you don't trust him as I do, we can happily start paying his pension early, but this is all besides the point. I kept something from you this morning, and you see he pulls out a small, thin box. I figured I would not want to overwhelm you with kindness.
So?
And I was sort of too choked up by you giving me a ship in order to be as suave as I needed to be. He opens it. Inside is a flowing silk scarf whose light blue and indigo threads seem to weave and curl around starry gems. You see, I made this myself with the aid of some artisans I know from a past life, and I thought that it would be quite a beautiful scarf. You giving me the remade amour, I figured that it would be... I'd been wanting to give you this a long time, and I know you sort of wouldn't accept us hanging a kite in the parlor, so I've had it turned into a silk for you. Kite silk scarf is sort of a common thing, I would imagine, but I thought you might like it.
I do. That is
Harlan
the first thing I do.
is gonna stand and very performatively wince as he puts weight on that foot. Holding it up, tying it around your neck. You will find yourself quite weightless for as long as you have it. A touch of freedom.
Beautiful. No, I don't know what else to say. It's very beautiful.
You need not say anything, my love, but it needed to be yours, and I didn't have an appropriate way to give it to you until now.
I do wish you had something else to say. I don't know. No, I'm being foolish, but I do wish we didn't have to do this again. I do wish I wasn't so overtaken by every shiny piece of tat you bring back to the nest. I wish it didn't work so well.
I suppose myself
Harlan,
more a
I love it.
magpie than a nightingale, then.
Isn't that the truth? And then I wish my nightingale would tell me everything. I don't know, I'm being foolish, and 30 years on, why should anything change? It won't. They're right about me. I'm a very foolish girl, and I'll go on believing anything you say and accepting any silvery shoes or starry scarf you bring home, and it will work.
My queen, I would never tell you a lie I knew you believe.
No, you're far too clever for that. Anyway. We ought to change for luncheon, I think.
Yes. And before we part, I will kiss her forehead.
Yeah.
And
Glory. Yeah.
Yeah. And Nolan and MJ, would you guys give us our outro and ad?
This video is brought to you by the following sponsors from our real life history and their special friends. They totally just lived together and didn't do anything untoward with each other. They were just friends, I swear. Julius Caesar, Alexander the Great, Leonardo da Vinci, Oscar Wilde, Eleanor Roosevelt, Walt Whitman, James Buchanan, Richard the Lionheart, and William Shakespeare.
Thank you so much for watching session 2 of our Withering Heights campaign. Make sure to subscribe to see more of our drama and intrigue, and we'll catch you in the next session. Bye!